Welcome to Universal Love, a sanctuary for spiritual seekers on the path to enlightenment. The plan was to wait for 10,000 subscribers before I start sharing my personal experiences. But for this one, I just can't wait. So here it is. I really want to share these paranormal experiences which happened just after my awakening. What we call paranormal activity is a mysterious subject that has been around for times in the past, through myths from all cultures, from ancient scriptures to hieroglyphs in caves and strange structures like the Nazca lines of Peru. But the mystery seems to be unresolved until this day. I was myself intrigued by the subject and very open to the idea of the existence of aliens or other forms of life out there in the universe, but from my scientific education, I would think, when I see one, I'll believe. And so far, to this day, I have never seen any aliens. So, when I got my sudden spiritual awakening, I had never experienced any paranormal activity, and I had never heard about people channeling any entities, or even less about any entities being around. I didn't even know what channeling was. Actually, I didn't even know what a spiritual awakening was. Some kind of depth effect kept me away from being interested in these subjects in any way. I guess any conversation or allusion to these themes just went into one ear and out the other this whole time. Just after my awakening, though, I came across a YouTube channel called The Starseeds and discovered the existence of channeling and channeled messages, which I immediately resonated with in the strangest way. I basically thought someone was spying on my thoughts to make this message. The title was, "Only Wanderers Will Understand This Message." So definitely being a wanderer myself, I thought, why would only wanderers understand a message? Weird, but it caught my attention. To my surprise, this video was saying everything I always wished to hear in my life, ending this crazy world to replace it with one of love and unity, world peace. It could not get better. I first thought the message was just for me. It said everything I've been wishing for my whole life, and I was totally excited with the plan, even though I thought this was pretty weird because I was never someone who actually believed in any aliens. I kept listening to more videos from that channel and also from a channel called The Great Universe. As I got more and more into listening to those channeled messages from the Arcturians, the Ascended Masters, etc., I absorbed the whole plan like pure water. But then I came to understand that they were claiming to be the ones who helped me to awaken. Until then, I thought ayahuasca did it for me, because I definitely felt that something was guiding the studies I had to do through 2.5 months of dark nights of the soul. There was no way I could have done this curriculum all on my own. Every document I studied came along by pure hazard, shared on WhatsApp group of popping on Facebook. Also, a book my sister gifted me on my birthday came to put the whole puzzle together. But everything showed up in such an order that one thing to the next would deepen my understanding of the human condition. Everything chained up in such a way, and I did not look for any of it. It would just pop up. Pure synchronicities that definitely did not feel like a total hazard. Anyway, the channeled messages would explain that I was part of a group who would awaken first to then help the rest of humanity to awaken and save the planet. Weird. But funny because ever since I was 19 or 20 and I started traveling, if you would ask me what I wanted to do with my life, I would always answer, I just want to save the world. That was the craziest answer, but it's because I couldn't stand poverty and so much injustice in this apparently insane world. But slowly and surely, as the years passed, I was feeling more and more powerless about the idea. So I was excited and willing to believe. But my skeptical mind did not exactly let me believe. I thought to myself, I am not going to believe this until I see it. So then I told the aliens, well, if you want me to believe, you'll have to show yourselves. Give me proof. So then, here's what happened. Actually, 5 days after my sudden awakening, I experienced the first paranormal event. Even though I didn't even know at that point that I had awakened, I actually figured out that the spiritual awakening was what happened to me only a whole week after the actual event, and I asked for proof to the aliens only another whole week or more after that. But anyway, let me start with the first paranormal experience I had just 5 days into my awakening. I was visiting a friend, and we were going to a party for another friend's baby's birthday. So as I sat into the sports car, I couldn't close the door at the same time just because I kind of had to crawl in there. So after I sat in the car, I thought to myself, oh, I need to close the door. And then, as I thought, oh, I need to close the door of the car just shut itself up on its own. Since I wasn't sure this really happened, I reopened the door and reclosed it to make sure it was well shut. And I heard the same clicking sound, so I figured the door was really shut from the first time. So I asked my friend if she had an automatic button in her car to close the doors. She said no. So I said, oh, well, the door just shut on its own. And my friend just said, oh, I don't know, I didn't see anything, so that actually stayed at that. And I did not think much more of it at the time. I just thought it might have been the wind that did it, even though that didn't feel like what had happened. Strange, but oh well. A couple of weeks later, when I had finally figured out I had awakened, and then discovered the Starseeds channel, which actually strangely disappeared from YouTube after 1 year of me listening to it every day, I was sitting on my sister's balcony and listening to those channeled messages every night. This is when I started asking for proof to the Galactics. First, I would see the light of the neighbor flashing every now and then. I thought it was weird, but then I thought to myself, no, this is not going to do it. I'm going to need more evident proof. Because who knows if there's a glitch in that light, some kind of dysfunction. What I really wanted was to see an actual alien, waiting for one to knock on the door anytime soon or something. Anyway, that visit did not happen. So the next thing that actually happened was one day as I was going to have a nap. My bedroom was in the basement of the house. As I was walking to the door of the basement, saying to myself, okay, I'm going to have a nap. I reached the door of the basement. It was closed. But as I came to open it, it just opened on its own and pushed all the way open, first turning the door handle and all. So I said, thank you, and went on to the staircase and shut the door back behind me. At that point, I wasn't surprised or scared, but it was my first evidence that this door, including the door handle, just opened on its own completely, just as I was going to do that myself. This stayed at that as well. No one even believes me. But that's when I thought to myself, oh, well, there you go. There it is. Proof. My first acknowledged proof. Another day, I was in the basement bedroom playing around with my 4-year-old nephew, and he had one of these bracelets that you can straighten up, and then when you slap it, it just rolls around your wrist, one of those thingies. So he was playing with that, and he had it on the bed straightened out. And as I was sweeping the dust off the bed, I swiped the bracelet, I guess. And that thing just flew to the bed frame, an iron bed frame with swirls in it as a design. As it flew on there, it caught in one of the bed frame's curves and just rolled onto there real tight, the smallest size this bracelet can curve, and kept spinning real fast for a while, but spinning really fast. So my nephew said, wow, how did you do that? And I said, well, I just swiped it as I swiped the dust off the bed. So that's how I did it. And he was very skeptical. He said, okay, do it again. And so I said, well, this is going to be a little hard for me to do it again the same way, but let me try. And he put the bracelet back straight and onto the bed so I could do that again. And of course, as I swept it, nothing like that happened. This one, I am not exactly sure if I will consider it as the paranormal event, but sincerely, I have a lot of doubts that this actually happened in such a way just like that. Anyway, I am still skeptical about this one, so I really did not have it on my list. But just to mention, this little strange event also happened real quick. So, the next actual event is another day back at my mom's house. To be continued.
Please like, share and comment, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Love you.